Hey, guess what? We're back with another episode of the world title tournament here in MULW. As today will be Group B in action. This is going to be an interesting group here with lots of multi-styles type of guys when it comes to their wrestling. I mean, the first match already, Jushin Thunder Liger versus Luther. That's a mixed style if I ever seen one. Liger, of course, the high flyer, one of the greatest junior heavyweights of all time, facing Luther. That's an interesting battle. Luther versus Liger. You don't expect a guy like Liger and Luther to face off in round number one, but yeah, these two facing off in round number one. And oh god, what the hell happened there? And the winner of this match here will be facing the winner of our next matchup. If you guys want to know who had the advantage in this Group B, it is Katsuyori Shibata who had the advantage of Group B. So he got to pick his first round opponent, and he picked his old buddy from high school, Hiroki Goto. Yes, we're going to have Hiroki Goto versus Katsuyori Shibata in round number one. Also tonight we'll find out who the wild card is at Group B. I wonder who it is. It'll be in the last match, round number one. Just like we'll do the same as what we did for Group A. We'll do the all the matches for Group B. Of course, we have the 6 round one matches, the 3 matches for round 2, and the main event of the episode will be, of course, the triple threat elimination match to see who wins Group B. Now, if you have not seen Group A yet, I highly recommend you go and watch it, since you'll be spoiled today by who won Group A. But the winner of Group A, NXT's Tavion Heights, won Group A by winning he defeated Robert McManus in round number 1. In round 2, he scored one of the biggest upsets in the history of wrestling by pinning Joe Kenny. And in the triple threat elimination match, he beat both Azarenka and the KOPW champion Marufuji. This is, by the way, the only group out of these 6 that does not have a current champion in their group when it comes to MUW. Group C is actually have 2 champions in it, I believe. It's either them or Group E that's going to have 2 champions in there. Liger right now control against Luther. He's up top. Jushin Thunder Liger on a fly missile drop kick from the amazing Jushin Thunder Liger. Hey, Liger would be a cool guy to pick to win Group B. I like to see that by Luther as well. Luther! Yokozuna cutter on the floor. Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll send you my PSN. Of course, man, I'll send you my PSN after this. I'll probably do another stream after this, so I might probably do that after my second stream. But yeah, of course, I'll send you the my PSN account there, buddy. Right now, Luther going to the corner, but Liger gets up a little bit too quickly. In the corner, Liger, courtesy of Luther. I think I know what Luther's going to go for. He might go up to the second rope, go for the elbow. Liger up too fast, and down goes Luther off the second turnbuckle. Liger. There's the athleticism. That's what Luther does not have over Jushin Thunder Liger. Liger has the experience. He's got the athleticism and the speed over Luther. Luther, he's got everything else. He's got the size, the power, the weight. He's got all of that over Jushin Thunder Liger. But when you're dealing with a man like Jushin Thunder Liger, who's been in the business of wrestling since the 80s, and even though he retired in 2020, in real life, he's still going here in our world. Nice, by the way, springboard headbutt by Jushin Thunder Liger, and a kick out for Luther at 1. And by the way, I have an itch. Probably would have done the episode a little earlier, but I was over at my aunt's earlier today for some Thanksgiving supper. I don't think I've ever had a year in my 22 years of life where I've ever had Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving. Luther with the pump handle power slam. Luther might have just beat Liger. That'd be huge for Luther. No, Liger stays alive. Jushin Thunder Liger out to the floor. Well, this doesn't look good here. Luther with a diving knee drop from the top right to the rib cage of Jushin Thunder Liger. And the legend right now is in complete trouble against Luther. Knee to the arm. And now again, Luther staying in control of the legend, but Liger's able to escape the head scissors of Luther. Oh, it's on a drop from Jushin Thunder Liger. Liger staying on point right now against Luther. The back suplex. No, countered by Luther. He thumbed him, I think, in the mask. A good bulldog counter by Luther. Luther's power has been all over Jushin Thunder Liger. It seems like that speed of Liger is not really giving him a big momentum in this matchup. Or his experience, which is kind of surprising considering how many tournaments that Jushin Thunder Liger has been a part of in his career. Yeah, it's been a lot of decades. Liger over the top rope. Luther going for that pump handle power slam again to put away Liger. He's got him up. And again, a second one. Luther to go to the second round. And he's done it. He's defeated Jushin Thunder Liger. He's moving on. Who would have thought of that one tonight? That Luther, the guy who's only got, 3 or 2 years of experience in wrestling. He beats the man that's been in wrestling since the 80s. So what a victory for Luther tonight over Jushin Thunder Liger, showing to the crowd tonight that he can beat whoever he wants, and he will do whatever it takes to win the world title. Here's an interesting one on this match here. The winner of this will face Luther in round number 2 of Group B, but it's Dan Powell versus Jericho Jones. There's a couple people that will be having their eyes on this match. Two guys, very in particular, will be having their eyes in this matchup. Michael Blaze and Malachi Abramoff. Michael Blaze definitely would, because Dan Powell is one of the reasons of why Michael Blaze is not in the world title tournament. Because Dan Powell eliminated him in an 8-man barroom brawl, so that Blaze couldn't be in this tournament. And then, of course, you have Malachi Abramoff with Jericho Jones. Jericho Jones and Malachi Abramoff have been feuding for over a month and a half, probably even 2 months to start with it. And they've been feuding over everything. Titles, without titles, people, factions, all of it. They've been feuding about everything. And that feud continues even into these months. And, oh, man, Dan Powell, he might be in his 40s, but goddamn, what a senton from the top and a double stomp. Dan Powell showing the athleticism here for a 40-year-old. That's a shocker that a 40-year-old can do moves like that. Another Hurricane Rana there from Dan Powell. Jones will move out of the way, and oh, what a spinning back kick. That was brutal kick from Jericho Jones, the former international champion. The former international champion. The current one's Malachi Abramoff. You'll see later in the tournament. There's some elbows right to that rib cage of Jericho Jones. Jones in trouble. Dan Powell. Bang! There's a version of a Blue Thunder Bomb by Dan Powell. Dan to win and move on. Now Jones grabs the bottom rope. Good call by the referee. That might be the most intelligent thing that the referee has done all year long. But Jones is one to be here. Jones is called the code breaker. A spinning code breaker at that. Dan Powell to move on to face Luther in round 2. No. Good kick out for Jericho Jones, but Dan's trying to put him away already. No, he missed. Dan was just a little bit too excited there, and Jones is back to his feet off that nice counter. Oh, but Dan Powell's able to escape. Dan's got Jones. Move from Dan out of the corner. Dan Powell. Double leg drop right in the rib cage of Jericho Jones, and Jones is in a lot of trouble. There's a kick to the head. This has been mainly all Dan Powell. Oh, and here we go. Luther, Jones and Dan Powell teeing off on each other. Seems like whenever one man hits the other one chops right back on him even harder. Good counter, though, by Jones. Oh, good counter by Dan. I think Jones is bleeding. Good counter again by Jericho Jones. And these two counter each other off the handle, and oh, nice kick to the skull. I think that punch that bust open Jones pissed him off. How about sending him for a ride? Jericho Jones to move on to the second round. No, it's not enough. Dan Polwell back to his feet. Nice punches from Dan. Dan with Falcon Arrow. Big time Falcon Arrow on Jones. Covered by Dan Polwell versus Luther. Good victory for Dan Polwell, pinning Jericho Jones, the former international champion, and a man that's got to be smiling right now in the backstage area is Malachi Abramoff, who is going to be grinning like a smiling cat about how Dan Polwell just eliminated his nemesis from this tournament. It was a disappointing experience there for Jericho Jones, but hey, what can you do? Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's the big match around number 1. Two high school buddies, longtime friends, and we'll go at it. Hiroki Goto, Katsuyori Shibata, these two men, despite being great friends, they don't really care about each other in the ring. And they've had matches against each other before. Missed by Shibata there. Goto with a big German suplex and a ripcord lariat from the Fierce Warrior, Hiroki Goto. Shibata wanted this matchup in round number 1, so it might be his doing if he loses tonight to Hiroki Goto. Last time that Goto and Shibata had a matchup this big was way back at Wrestle Kingdom 11, Wrestle Kingdom 11, where Goto and Shibata fought over the Never Openweight title, and the title was won by Hiroki Goto that night. The counters by Shibata in the corner on Goto. Shibata, the former two-time MEOW World Champion, has basically won almost every championship here. The only ones he hasn't really won are the tag titles. He hasn't won the TV title or the open weight title. Oh, and the KOPW, and that's really about it. He's won every other title other than those 4. All of this, Shibata going right for the hand. Right for the hand of Hiroki Goto. A smart move by Katsuyori Shibata. Take away the arm and hand of Goto. How can he hit the GTR? Oh, there's Shotan Khan. Oh, these hammering elbows from Katsuyori Shibata. Staying on his best buddy. Goto, though, back to his feet. Goto throwing Shibata right over the top rope. Good thing it's not early 80s WCW, or else that's a disqualification. Oh no, but Shibata, snap suplex on the floor. Ouch. And Shibata with the knee to the side of the head of Goto. And nice shot of the leg of Goto by Shibata. Shibata staying on his best friend here on the floor, but Shibata gets back to the ring, says, come on, let's finish this in the ring. Shibata taunting Goto right now. I don't think that's a good idea by Shibata to taunt your friend. Shibata staying on him. Good counter by Goto with a kick to the ribs. Hiroki Goto. Drop kick to the knee. Starting to hurt Shibata there. Drop kick to that knee. Shibata's hoping that drop kick to the knee was not that good leg of his that he uses to hit the PK. Off the ropes. Big shot of the head by Goto. Shibata going to the floor. Goto taunting Shibata with that neck thrust of the Undertaker. Big swinging shot of the gut of Shibata off the ropes. Goto, counter by Shibata. Shibata right for that leg with a kick and a big time chop by Katsuyori Shibata. And an elbow. Elbow right to the nose of Shibata by Goto. And a shot to the arm, just swapping it right down. Goto picks up Shibata. Snake eyes off the turnbuckles. Cover to send Goto to round number 2. No. A good kick out by Shibata. And right now Shibata in trouble. Goto to be blown to the center of the ring. And Shibata getting up though. I think Goto's trying to go for something. Oh wait, but Goto from behind. Beautiful spin out face buster. That was brilliant from Hiroki Goto. Goto to move on. Oh, wait, but Shibata grabbed the bottom rope and the referee didn't see it. Goto moves on. Oh, no. Shibata, he grabbed the bottom rope. The referee didn't see it. And Goto gets to the win, and he'll go to round 2. Shibata is furious right now. Shibata's frustrated. As you see, he's already left the ring. Shibata's not happy. He thought he was going to have a good matchup against his friend, but the referee screws him out of the matchup with Goto. Shibata, you saw it completely from the camera view, that he grabbed the bottom rope. But the referee just didn't see it. And he counted 3, which gave the win to Hiroki Goto. Shibata saying to Goto, you may have won tonight, but next time, you won't be so lucky. But now we'll see who will face him, Hiroki Goto, on round number 2. It's either going to be Price Sanders or Mortem. Now, these two don't like each other, considering that Evan Magnificent and Price Sanders, their little thing's been... Well, their kind of rivalry started way back before Evan Magnificent was a part of the Real MSW or became Mortem. It was back when Price Sanders, or when Evan Magnificent was going after Corey Crichton, and there was one night where Evan Magnificent almost murdered Corey Crichton. Sanders' beautiful drop kick there to Mortem, and Sanders has yet to still, pass that on about how Evan Magnificent almost killed Corey Crichton. Right now, Sanders standing the attack on Mortem. Under counter, though, from Mortem. Mortem picking up Sanders and drops him off the top of the ropes. So yeah, I might do another stream tonight. If I do, I will. And if I don't, I don't. You never know. Oh, there's a power slam from Mortem. Mortem into the pin here to kick out. Good one from Sanders. Bryce Sanders trying not to join his buddy and Joe Kenny, who Kenny... we all remember he beat Shinsuke Nakamura on round number 1 last video, but he fell to Tavion Heights. In round 2, there's a big boot by Mortem. Sanders is in a little bit of trouble here, courtesy of the Society's Beast right now in Mortem. Sanders, though, fighting back. Clubbing punch right to the forehead. Evil shot there by Bryce Sanders. Sanders, more technical of the two between him and Mortem. Mortem's the more ruthless of the two. Mortem with a spinning back elbow. Kind of almost like a juice effect, and there's an elbow right in the chest. Right now, this is not going too well for Sanders, but Sanders will try. Sanders, I don't think I've ever seen Bryce Sanders ever say that I quit in a match before. Sanders just never tends to give up in a match. Nice knee to the ribs there, Bryce Sanders. Sanders now taking the control advantage of this matchup. What will help Sanders win if he does beat Mortem? It seems like Sanders is a very smart wrestler. But Sanders, though, going for that leg of Mortem. Sanders is a former world champion here. He won that one time. He beat Evil to win that title, but he did lose that championship after he beat Evil to win that title. I think he lost to Matt Bennett, if I remember correctly, is who he lost to. Off the ropes, Sanders ducked down by Mortem. Mortem, oh my God, with the power. Good counter by Sanders, the punch to the head. Good block from Bryce Sanders. That's that smarts of Sanders getting into the head of Mortem. Beautiful Tiger suplex. Smarts of Bryce Sanders are helping him out tonight. Knee drop to the back of the head. A knee right to the back of the head of Mortem by Bryce Sanders. Mortem in trouble. Sanders going for the sharpshooter. Oh, he's going to lock it in. Sharpshooter. Mortem, will he tap out to Price? And Mortem's trying to break it down. He got out. He got out of it. Sanders, I think he's going for a crossface. He goes for a punch, and here we go. We got an exchange. Chops and everything from these two men slap, but no, it's blocked by Mortem with a sucker punch. Oh, there's a chop by Sanders. Sanders is fighting back, though. These two men teeing off on each other. Oh, but Mortem with a counter of his own. Good shot by Sanders. Sanders with a shot of the ribs. Sanders with a double underhook suplex. Bryce Sanders. Oh, he's going for a pin. A pin by Sanders for the win. No. Morton gets his shoulder up. Oh, Sanders going diving headbutt. Diving headbutt by Bryce Sanders. Sanders connects the diving headbutt. Will that move Sanders on to round number 2 to face Goto? No. Good kick out for Mortem there. Off a diving headbutt from Bryce Sanders. Oh, and an elbow right to the face. Sanders ate the elbow for Mortem. A power slam. Uh-oh, Sanders. Sanders could be in trouble here. Big punch to the forehead of Sanders by Mortem. Is Mortem going to go for a torture rack here? Oh no, it's blocked. Sanders with a brilliant counter of the torture rack. Tombstone. Bryce Sanders. Tombstone. Oh, but no, he fell over. Sanders can't get the pin in time. Oh, he's got the pin, but no, a rope break. Mortem is too close to the ropes. Sanders can't believe it. Of course, Mortem a little bit too close to those ropes. But Sanders goes up top. Bryce Sanders drops a splash. That chest to Mortem, and Sanders could be moments away from defeating Mortem. He's going up for another diving headbutt. He's hit one already. Can he hit another one? Yes, 2 of them. He's hit 2 diving headbutts. Sanders for the win. He gets him. Bryce Sanders moves on. So the Sanders' march to the world title moves on to round 2. He's going to be facing Hiroki Dodo, which that's going to be a great fight. Bryce Sanders versus Hiroki Dodo in round number 2. I mean, I don't know who you're going to pick in that match. Next up here in Group B action in round number 1, it will be Trevor Johnson versus Christian Barton. Trevor Johnson, former world champion. Christian Barton, you know, the upstart rookie who's right now pretty good. He's been pretty good as a rookie. Right now, Marlon Starks seems to be that number 1 guy as a rookie. Austin saying some quick-paced matches. Yeah, it's round number 1, so it'll be pretty quick-paced. Courtesy that probably that group finals match, the triple threat elimination, will be a fast one. Won't be a fast one. Those triple threat matches seem to last a good amount of time, but right now the rookie Christian Barton in control here. The drop kick right to the back of Trevor Johnson. Johnson, former world champion here. He won the title way back when Brandon Styles was world champion, even though Johnson didn't hold on to that title for very long, as he dropped it right back to Brandon Styles in his first title defense. That still counts, though, in the record books as being world champion. Barton with a diving double foot stomp off the top rope with a roll through. Here's a cover. Oh, almost 2, but a kick out at 1 by Johnson. Trevor Johnson, 1/2 of Hell's Gate, a tag team with Alex Brimstone, where Brimstone was in Group A and he was upsetted by NXT's Josh Briggs, which was a huge, huge win for Josh Briggs. Good gut buster by Barton. And Johnson now on the apron of the ring. Not good counter, though, from Johnson. Knees him right in the head. Barton trying to go for a downward spiral, but he missed it. Johnson will try to use the experience on his side. Same with the power advantage that he has over Barton. With alley-oop out of the corner from Trevor Johnson. Johnson. Trying to think about Trevor Johnson has won all 3 championships before. I know he's a MSW World Champion, and he's won the MLW title before, but I don't remember if he's won a Shockwave title or not. Good shots from Christian Barton. Magic screw. Magic screw of Christian Barton. Oh, I got a pretty good feeling if Barton hits the brainbuster, this could be one and done for Trevor Johnson. Moonsault, nope, missed it. Johnson's fired up. Trevor Johnson, gamer driver. Gamer Driver 2.0. 2.0 variant, which is completely different than the regular, but a rope break for Barton. You can always tell what the difference is between Johnson's Gamer Driver and a Gamer Driver 2.0. The regular version is just a kind of like instead of dropping them on their head, he puts them over his shoulders and drops them with a version of a Death Valley Driver. 2.0 is like Rikishi Driver or a Samoan Driver. You just pick them up and drop them right in their neck. Johnson back in. Oh, Barton with the enziguri. There's that enziguri of his that he can hit that out of nowhere, and he always hits it flush on the button. The cover from Barton to move on. Oh, Johnson. Johnson stays in it, though. Johnson fights to live another day, but a step up into the senton on the back. That's gonna hurt. And Barton off the ropes. Oh no, with a rebound and a chop. Johnson, though, fires back with a big kick to the face. Roll through from Barton. Barton, chop of his own. Big time chops and good counter, though, with an elbow by Johnson. Johnson firing off with a Luthez here. A little stone cold like Luthez by Johnson. And the Gamer right now in control, throwing around Bart with that power advantage that he holds over the young man. Johnson attacking that leg. And they're pretty slow to get up here. He's seen some abuse from a former world champion and former tag team champion. Good move by Johnson off the ropes. There's Brandon Styles. You'll see Brandon in Group E. Iron Taylor will be making his first appearance in the tournament in Group C. Johnson, oh, there's the knee. Trevor Johnson. He's going for the win already. Styles said he's watching the movie, and there's the regular one. The regular Gamer Driver. He hit 2.0 now. He hits the regular. Oh, but it doesn't get the job done tonight. Both Gamer Drivers did not get the job done tonight over Christian Barton. Wow, he's hit both of them, and neither one were able to put the young man down for 3. Oh, but Johnson with a shot right into the back of Barton. Off the ropes, Barton in trouble. Big time back body drop. Johnson connects with an elbow to the top of the head. Barton back to his feet. Oh, and he ran into a big boot. Right into the big boot of Johnson. Trevor showing the power again, just tossing around the young kid. You never know, Johnson to be one more of those drivers away from putting this match away. He's going for another one. He's going for another one. Trevor Johnson going for Gamer Driver again. Oh, no. Good counter by Barton, though. Able to block it somehow, some way. He blocks the Gamer Driver. He just went for the regular one, and somehow Barton was able to block it. Don't know how he got out of there. Oh, okay. I think I've seen that movie. And, ooh, the head of Barton off right off the apron of the ring. Thrown back inside. Blaze is saying, stupid gamer pig. Oh, come on, Blaze. What the hell's wrong with you? Johnson off the top. Oh, somehow he's able to connect with an axe handle. Don't know how Johnson got so much air. And he puts him away. Trevor Johnson somehow finds a way to hit the diving double axe handle off the top rope. Somehow he is able to change directions. How about he changed directions like that? Mid-air, Johnson connects the diving double axe handle. In a rotating version almost. Puts away the young Barton. We'll move on to round 2 to face the winner of our final first round matchup. It will be between the wild card of Group B and Akira Taue, one of the members of the 4 Pillars of Heaven, as they'll be facing off against Go Jiozaki. Little Pro Wrestling Noah match here. Some good for you did happen earlier, Blaze. Since you weren't here earlier, something good did happen for you. And that was that Dan Polwell lost to... Or no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Dan Polwell actually beat Jericho Jones. Jericho Jones was defeated by Dan Polwell. Oh, this Towaway already with a big-time corner splash. So yeah, the guy who eliminated Michael Blaze in that 8-man barroom brawl, he won. Blaze says, what? Yeah, Dan Polwell won. He beat Jericho Jones earlier tonight in round number 1. He's going to be facing Luther. Ooh, wow, crucifix by Towaway. Blaze says that he's too old and short. What are you talking about, Blaze? You're short and you're old. Do you know who's not short? Akira Towaway. Dude's 6'4". He's over 250 pounds. He's a big boy. But he's facing a great wrestler there. He's facing a damn good wrestler named Goji Ozaki, the man of Pro Wrestling Noah. And this is the first time that Akira Towaway and Ozaki have stepped in the ring against each other. They've done it a couple times over in Pro Wrestling Noah when Akira Towaway was still wrestling. Of course, Towaway doesn't wrestle anymore. He retired in 2013. Fisherman's Buster by Goji Ozaki. Blaze says that Dan's only 5'4". Wow, I'm taller than Dan Polwell in real life. I'm 5'5". Oh, wow, Towaway went over the top rope. He almost hit the referee. I think the referee needs to move out of the way. That's what I think he should do. Shot of the back of the leg there of Akira Towaway by Goji Ozaki. Telling the fans about who he is right there. He said to the fans that he is Noah. Styles says he's 5'9". Yeah, I'm not 5'9". I'm 5'5". Ozaki back in the ring. Kick to the chest by Towaway. Oh, DDT. No, it's blocked. Good counter. Good counter by Goji Ozaki. The leader, Towaway, again had to resort to rolling out of the ring. He's being surprised here by Goji Ozaki. Nice little version, almost like a monkey flip there by Ozaki. Ozaki staying on the attack of Akira Towaway. Oh my goodness, an armbar by Goji Ozaki right to Akira Towaway. The big man's in trouble. Places the next time he's going to go to Canada, he's mocking the whole country. Typical Blaze. When is Blaze not mocking any country or person? Never. That's the answer to that question. Because Blaze sucks. Ozaki, we going for that stalling suplex. And he does. Good stalling suplex by Goji Ozaki. And Towaway able to move out of the way there. Oh no, over at chop, kick to the chest. What a combo, but good counter by Ozaki and a rolling elbow. Rolling elbow from Goji Ozaki, no. Ozaki almost did it, but still not enough to put away Towaway. Ozaki taunting Towaway, saying that he is Noah, but no, good counter by Towaway. Cover from Akira Towaway, and no. Towaway almost got the win there off of Ozaki, almost bounced his head off the ropes. Hip toss by Towaway. Blaze says he's going to put his name on the ring. There's nothing I can do about it. Well, you probably get fired if you do that there, Blaze. Oh, dynamic choke slam! Dynamic choke slam by Towaway. Did Towaway just come back and win this? No, he didn't. Speaking of someone, there's Vampiro. Oh, it's been a quite eventful first round of the Group B action of the World Top Tournament. We had Luther defeating Jushin Thunder Liger. We had Dan Polwell defeating... Oh, wow. We had Dan Polwell beating Jericho Jones, plus Hiroki Goto beating Katsuyori Shibata. And then we had Price Sanders beating Mortem. And in our last match, it was Trevor Johnson beating Christian Barton. And this right here is your last match of round number 1. And it's Goji Ozaki versus Akira Towaway. Ozaki, beautiful move on the floor. And a suplex into a slam from Goji Ozaki. Blaze has just shoved a crew member. That's a $500K fine for that. Oh no, diving knee drop. A big miss by Giolzaki. Oh no, Joe Giolzaki did not look good when he came up from that diving missing knee drop there. Sanders said he would shove Group A and how the commentator trolled Kenny and Tavion Heights, even though Tavion Heights did win that match. Strong lariat there by Giolzaki. And Go Giolzaki wins. So it'll be Go Giolzaki versus Trevor Johnson in round 2. And yes, Sanders is probably still recovering from that giant upset by Tavion Heights over Joe Kenny as Michael Blaze mocked Joe Kenny. Don't know why Blaze is mocking Joe Kenny, especially that Kenny's definitely not going to be in the right space of mind after losing that big match to Tavion Heights. But even if you're Bryce Sanders, Corey Crichton, or Joe Kenny, hell, even Michael Blaze, even if you Michael Blaze, you have to show some respect to Tavion Heights. For a wrestler to be that young, to show that much skill and to fight back against Joe Kenny to get the win is amazing. Sanders is coming into the commentating room and sitting down next to the commentator. Well, Sanders, you have a big match a little bit later against Hiroki Goto. You better be ready for that one. And I'm going to get the matches ready here for the round 2, and then I'll get things ready for round 3 here in just a second. So let me pause this. All right, we're back for round number 2 of the World Title Tournament in Group B. Just going to start with Joe Giolzaki and Trevor Johnson. Giolzaki beat Taue in round 1, while Johnson beat Christian Barton. The big match of round number 2 is going to be Hiroki Goto versus Bryce Sanders. And that's going to be a big one. Hiroki Goto, Bryce Sanders. We'll see if Bryce Sanders can defeat the Fierce Warrior of Japan and Goto, or will Bryce Sanders end the Warriors' path in round number 2. Why did I make it sound like a joke when Kenny lost? I didn't make it sound like a joke, Sanders. I was trying to brush it off as a huge win for Tavion Heights. In a match like that, you don't expect Tavion Heights to win that match. I mean, compare Joe Kenny to Tavion Heights. Joe Kenny has so much amount of impact and titles and accomplishments than Tavion Heights. That's the type of win that would blow up the career of Tavion Heights to new levels. And for Joe Kenny, that's gotta suck. You know, that's just a match that you have to look back on and just say, he got the better of me. And that's what happened between Joe Kenny and Tavion Heights. Kenny dominated for most of that matchup against Tavion Heights. Then Heights just flipped a switch, and it cost him, and it got him the win. Cover early on here by Jilzaki, kick out by Johnson. Blaze is throwing up backstage, or no, Blaze is trying to be sick again. Oh no, missile dropkick, a miss by Go Jilzaki. It's a big miss by Jilzaki. Go for a missile dropkick like that. And he wanted to connect, but good counter though by Jilzaki there with that counter off a power bomb for Trevor Johnson. Johnson thrown back in there. Oh, the referee got his knee clipped by the body of Trevor Johnson. Look at this. Jilzaki telling the crowd that he is Noah. Back in the ring, Jilzaki and Johnson. Good chops here by Jilzaki, pushing Trevor Johnson around like he weighs nothing. But Johnson with a good counter. Johnson weighs a good amount. He weighs more than Jilzaki, but I did not expect that push by Jilzaki to do that much. And there's a gamer driver to Go Jilzaki. Oh, rope break. See, that's the issue with Johnson. Johnson might be a multi-time world champion in multiple different companies and a multi-time tag team champion. But sometimes you got to make sure that your mind is in the game. And right there, Johnson made a mistake. And that might have cost him the match. You never know. It might come back to bite him in the behind. Oh, this here, Johnson, Jilzaki going back and forth, these punches. The sucker and punching him right in the face. Slugging shots. Good counter, though, by Jilzaki. Better counter by Johnson, though. Johnson says, come on, Jilzaki, hit me. Johnson was ready for it. But Jilzaki won't back down. Johnson, though, countering right back into the matchup. Johnson's going for another one. He's trying to hit a second gamer driver. He's hit one already. He's got him up now, 2.0. Johnson got him again. Johnson might pull this off. Here's the cover. Oh, no. No. It's not enough to beat Jilzaki. Again, just like what happened during the Christian Barton match. Johnson didn't win with the gamer driver. Instead, he won with a rotating double axe handle off the top rope, where somehow Trevor Johnson defied all physics. Which I'm still shocked that Trevor Johnson could do that. I don't know how a guy the size of Trevor Johnson can defy all physics. Johnson on the attack, but good counter by Jilzaki. Go Jilzaki off the... Whoa, throwing Johnson over the top rope. Good thing this isn't WCW, or that's the disqualification. Oh, right to that leg of Trevor Johnson with that elbow was Go Jilzaki. Jilzaki with a head and arm choke. Wow, good choke here by Go Jilzaki, pulling out of his old playbook there. Gunshots right to the kidneys there of Go Jilzaki. Jilzaki thrown around on the floor here. Good counter by Jilzaki. Well, instead he ate the train that is Trevor Johnson. Johnson feeling pumped up here, but he's got his head in the game. He let Jilzaki get back up to his feet. And that might cost Trevor Johnson this matchup and a spot in the finals of Group B. Jilzaki taking his time, getting his energy back in the system. Good idea by the man that calls himself Noah. Ben Luthez by Johnson. Well, look at Jilzaki back to his feet, went for the strong lariat. No one's home. Instead, he eats the ring mat there. Johnson. And Jilzaki's in trouble. God's last gift. And he does it this time. Once again, Trevor Johnson pulls off another win. He beats Barton round 1. He beats Go Jilzaki in round 2, which means Johnson will be one of the 3 members of the Triple Threat Elimination match in round 3. So Johnson is one more win away from winning Group B. That's got to be big for him. Sanders just said, blow it out your ass to Blaze. Yeah, I agree. Blaze should shut up too, there, Sanders. We may say that what is war good for? Nothing. Well, I find the only thing that war is good for is beating up on Michael Blaze. Blaze says, go eat beans on toast. I don't even think Bryce Sanders eats beans on toast. Oh, wow. Wow. Luther starting this match off with a slap. That's a little disrespect there shown by Luther. Well, I shouldn't be surprised. Luther is a part of the Truth Commission. Look at Luther already firing on all cylinders here. Oh my goodness. Dan Polwell, he might have met his matchup here. Sanders is saying, go eat mine. Oh, God, Sanders. Laying all the insults out here on Michael Blaze. You know, look at this. Dan is getting his arm getting pulled right here by Luther. Hey, if Luther wins Group B, you gotta be happy if you're OJ the Truth Palmer. I know that Draven Caius is also going to be in this tournament. Same with Bratno Bomber and Rave Clown. So 4 members of the Truth Commission are all in this tournament, and if for any of them win this tournament, you gotta believe that OJ the Truth Palmer will be celebrating all night long. And Sanders has just called Blaze a troll. And I don't think Blaze is a troll. Instead, Blaze is that disgusting sewer water. Donald stretch here by Luther. Smart idea, you know. Go with the fundamentals. Sometimes that's all what it takes to win a match. You gotta go to the basics. Good head scissors there by Dan Polwell, the kick. Sanders better get ready for your matchup there. Your match is up next against Hiroki Dodo. Uppercuts did not fall Luther. Blaze is taunting Price here, throwing the middle fingers out at him. Look at this, Dan with the speed advantage. Going right out, going high off the gates here. Springboard all around the ring, flying around like he's Superman. Dan, top rope here. Dan Polwell saying for Luther to get back. Oh, no, he took too long, though. Luther threw him off the top of the ropes. That's a long way down if you're the size of Dan Polwell. You're only 5'4". And Luther, the knee to the gut. Ooh, Sanders just grabbed the middle finger of Michael Blaze. He snapped it back, which broke it. Well, Blaze deserved that. Oh my goodness, Luther tossing Dan Polwell over the top rope. Not only did he knock him through the middle rope, he just threw him over the top rope too. Counters though by Dan Polwell. What is this by Dan here on the floor? Back suplex into a power bomb. Well, kind of like a blue thunder bomb almost. Dan's got to stay on Luther though if he wants to win and move on to round 3. Along with Trevor Johnson and the winner of Goto versus Sanders. Dan Polwell on the frog splash right to the back of Luther. Dan Polwell, where's he going? Dan's going up top, I guess. Yeah, he's going up. Dan Polwell, top rope, diving sit down. A diving sit down splash there. And Dan's top rope, Dan Polwell. Oh no, he went for a diving leg drop. Instead, he missed it and he landed on his ass. Blaze is crying right now backstage as his middle finger just got broken by Bryce Sanders. Big Hurricanrana. Dan's going to try to go for the diving leg drop again. Can he hit it this time? Yes, he can, but he just barely connected. His leg just barely connected with Luther's head. So I don't know if he would get the 3 off of that, because that just barely connected. No, yeah, there we go. I've said it right there. Dan's leg didn't fully connect with Luther. That might help Luther get the win tonight if Luther wins. Off the ropes, Dan. Flying off him, but Luther with a drop kick. Oh, but Luther didn't take advantage of Dan being down. But Dan used the athleticism, leapfrogging over Luther. Oh, he went for the kick and he missed. Big miss for Dan Polwell, but look at him fighting back. You gotta give the small Dan Polwell credit. He's pulling a Robert McManus right now. He's fighting off the Giant. Oh, what is Dan thinking here? Dan Polwell, look out! Wow! Dan showing off all his flashy moves tonight. You would have thought that Dan Polwell would be pulling this off right now. Luther in trouble again, another back suplex into a powerbomb. This might be Dan Polwell's night to go all the way. Think the Luther punching him right in the face. He is not going to let Luther take this. That's what you got to do for the smaller man. Luther right off the ring post, and he's busted open. Just like Brock Lesnar, he just got cut open by the ring post. Oh, looks like Kenny put something there. Better read it. Joe Kenny said, I lost. Big deal. Not the first, not the last. Tavion Heights was the better man, but the next time we meet, there'll be no quarter catch champ. Might not be lucky. People need to stop making a big deal of nothing. I will admit, Tavion's not just an NXT guy. He's a wrestler. Like everyone else. And I forgot to say one thing. Price is not a commentator. Friendly gut person. Fan says, dude is 47 and he's still quick. Yeah, well, look at guys like Nate Archibald. He was probably still quick when he was 47. Look at Usain Bolt. He's probably still quick. Dan Polo back in the ring. Same with Luther. Dan, what a spinning throw into a code breaker. Dan out of nowhere. And he wins it. Dan Polwell beats the Giant Luther, and he's moving on to round 3. So he will join Trevor Johnson and the winner of Goto versus Sanders in the finals of Group B. Dan Polwell showing off a great performance in the tournament. Beating both Jericho Jones and Luther. Those two are not easy guys to put down. And Dan Polwell's beating both of them. And all he has to do is win one more match, and he's the winner of Group B. Dan's going to be sore after that match, he is. But I bet these two are going to be sore after this match. Hiroki Goto, Price Sanders. Both men with good performances. Goto beat Katsuyori Shibata, but that was mainly thanks to the referee not getting a rope break. Goto connected on Shibata with a big facebuster, but Shibata got his hand on the bottom rope, but the referee didn't see it, and he counted 3. Sanders, though, he beat Mortem. He beat Mortem with 2 diving headbutts, which is big for Price Sanders to beat a guy like Mortem, considering that Price Sanders does not like the society. Not only that, Price Sanders does not like Evan Magnificent either. But let's see tonight if Price Sanders can beat Hiroki Goto. Or is Goto's journey going to continue on? Goto on the ropes right now, courtesy of Sanders. Price Sanders, the back suplex right to the apron of the ring. Oh, but Goto's already back to his feet. Sanders will take advantage of the Northern Lights on the floor. Beautiful bridge, too, from Price Sanders. Counter with a shot of the ribs by Goto, but Sanders fighting right back. Sanders on the attack early on. Good start for Price. Sanders is not a fan of Mortem or Perch. Exactly, neither am I. Not a fan of Mortem either, or Perch. Really, it's kind of hard to explain who I dislike more, Mortem or Perch. Both men don't even deserve to be in MSW right now. Sanders standing the attack of Hiroki Goto. Good job by Price Sanders. Goto might be pretty experienced. He might be a fierce warrior, but Price Sanders has shown Goto his technicality is better than Goto's. Sanders pulling right back on the arm of Goto. Here's a cover from Sanders to move on. To join Johnson and Dan Polwell on a kick out there from Hiroki Goto. Price Sanders, former world champion, tag team champion. Henry's multi-time tag team champion, MSW champion, Shockwave champion. he said that Sanders and his Shooters Club more like family than Burge, Payne, Dilly, and Mortem. I would agree with that too. I wouldn't want any family anywhere near. I wouldn't even want my family to be like Burge, Mortem, or Payne, Dilly. That's terrible. That's like having to deal with Michael Blaze as a cousin. Nice shots to the corner by Sanders. He's feeling fired up right now. It feels like this is Price Sanders' match to win. Oh, but Goto throws Sanders off the top rope. That's one thing that both Sanders and Goto will do in this match. If someone makes a mistake, they will both pay for it. Oh, Goto's feeling fired up right now. I don't think Price wants that. Price is in trouble. Ton on Price Sanders. Is Goto moving on? No, Sanders got a shoulder up. Blaze says and Kenny says you're still a troll. That was a Shoton Khan with a lot of impact on Sanders, but Price is able to kick out, but good counter by Sanders. So Goto coming with a forearm, and he caught Goto right into the crossface. Goto's got nowhere to go. Goto's not giving up, though. The referee constantly asking Goto, are you going to give up? And he said no. He said no. Goto did not give up. I'm shocked that Sanders actually let the hold go, but I think Sanders was losing his grip on Goto. Cover on Goto. No, Goto again is able to kick out. Sanders is frustrated. Sanders thought he had Goto, and he hit the mat in frustration when Goto kicked out. Goto with a big wheel kick. Another good counter by Price Sanders. I'll give Sanders that. He's countered a good amount of moves tonight. That's why he's right now beating Goto. But with Goto, you can never tell when that man is out. Or when a GTR might happen. And I have a good feeling if we see a GTR tonight, that's going to spell the end. Nice stomp in the chest by Price Sanders. Good idea by Sanders to continue the attack on Goto. That's a smart move by Sanders. Sanders should be thinking sharpshooter, maybe. If I'm Sanders, go for the sharpshooter. Oh, he is. He's going sharpshooter. No, it's blocked. Good counter by Hiroki Goto, but Sanders smartly rolls to the floor. Another smart move by Price Sanders. Blaze says zip it to Joe Kenny, and Kenny said, what was that against schoolgirl, bitch? And Blaze says that he's Blaze and he wants a pony. What? Why does Blaze want a pony? Is he like a 5-year-old or something? Oh no, Sanders, slammed right in the floor by Goto. And a knee drop, and Sanders is bleeding. Price Sanders has been cut open by the knee of Goto. Yeah, I see some blood gushing down Price Sanders. He's bleeding. That knee drop from Hiroki Goto definitely did some damage. Sanders staying on the attack. Good move by Price. Sanders the big backbreaker. No pony for you, jackass, said Joe Kenny. I agree. Big knee, big elbows right into the ribs of Price Sanders by Goto. Oh, Goto! Ushi Goroshi on the floor. Goto with that Goroshi that right on the floor. Sanders eating the back of his neck right on Goto's knee. Oh, wait a minute, 11. We might see a double. We might see a count out. Can Sanders get back up to his feet? Goto, same for Sanders. Get back in, and Goto flies through the ropes. Goto asked Sanders to get back in the ring, and Goto said to Sanders, "You want fine? I'll do it myself." And he flies right back into the ring, right out to the floor. Oh, Goto went for GTR, but he missed it. Oh no, Boston Crab. Goto, will he give up? Sanders has it really locked in. Oh, but Goto escapes. Oh, GTR again. No, wait. Shotonon. That's not Shotonon. That's GTW. Is it for the win? No, it's not for the win. The GTR, or GTW, sorry, wrong move. The GTW does not get the win for Hiroki Goto. Snake Eyes off the ropes by Goto. We could be seeing GTR really soon, maybe. Off the ropes, Goto, duck under. Goto, pop-up punch. Beautiful punch by Goto. And Goto could be signaling for the end. Some Goto revolution, maybe, perhaps. Oh, Sanders went for the crossface again, and he missed. He missed it again. He's went for that crossface twice, and he didn't get it. And Sanders is in trouble. Price, good elbow. Good elbow from Price Sanders. Sanders has got to stay on Goto, or else we might see a Goto revolution. Oh, nice chop. Good chops by Price Sanders. Good idea by Price Sanders. Sanders off the ropes. Beautiful, beautiful drop kick. Beautiful, absolutely perfectly placed by Price Sanders. Sanders staying on Hiroki Goto. Good idea. Price, we think a crossface. He's trying to go for it again. He's trying to go for it again. Oh no, an elbow. Hit an elbow. Goto with sunset flip powerbomb. He's got Sanders down, and that's 3. Goto's journey stays alive, but it was a hard-fought victory over Price Sanders. A sunset flip off the ropes. And again, just like earlier, Sanders went for the crossface, and Goto blocked it. And then Goto with a sunset flip got the 3, and he's moving on to the 3rd round. And I'll give Sanders credit, he put up a great fight against Hiroki Goto. But Hiroki Goto was just able to make sure that Sanders could not lock in that crossface again. And that is what got the win for Hiroki Goto tonight. Uh-oh, Kenny just broke the other middle finger of Blaze. Blaze said, yay, the British boy is gone. Why is Blaze happy for? He's not in this tournament. And now we've reached the 3rd round matchup. Dan Polwell, Trevor Johnson, Hiroki Goto. The question is, who will be winning Group B? Oh, ouch! Blaze just got his ankle slammed into a door by Joe Kenny. Thank God Blaze is not in this tournament. We can thank a lot of people for why he's not in this tournament. We can thank Dan Polwell, Dominus, and Josiah Taylor. But enough about that. As it's time for your Group B main event in the finals of Group B, Trevor Johnson, Dan Polwell, Hiroki Goto. And this isn't that too far after Goto's hard-fought victory against Price Sanders. I mean, that was a very hard-fought win for Goto. Sanders is not a slouch. Price Sanders is a damn good wrestler. And Goto's probably still feeling the effects of that matchup. And there's some people in the back that'll tell you that Hiroki Goto just barely survived Price Sanders by the skin of his teeth. Oh, concerto to Michael Blaze backstage by Joe Kenny. Nice backbreaker by Goto, and Dan Polwell with the double drop kick. Yeah, concerto right to the head of Michael Blaze by Joe Kenny. Good job, Kenny. Let Johnson go, by the way. I believe we're going to do another episode after this match is over with, and it'll be Group C, which will be highlighted by guys like Iron Taylor. He's going to be a part of Group C. Corey Crichton, he's going to be in the group as well. Plus, I'm trying to remember what champion is in Group C. I believe that's the group that Terminus is going to be a part of. And who else will be a part of Group C? I'm trying to remember everyone at the same time, but we'll talk about Group C when we start Group C. Marcus Kane is also in that group, too. And Gabe Kidd, so it's kind of like a almost Shooters Club, almost not. Blaze says and himself. No, Blaze, you're not, okay? And don't you dare try to attack one of the people that are in Group C, including the wild card. I don't think Michael Blaze would want to mess with the guy who's the wild card of Group C. I mean, we already had two interesting wild cards in this tournament. Group A's wild card was Masawa Tanaka, and Group B's was Akira Taue. I wonder who Group C's wild card is. Blaze says he's attacking the Iron Taylor. Oh, come on. And I just love of anyone in that group he picks Taylor, and not even his arch rival and Gabe Kidd, who Blaze has lost to Gabe Kidd so many times. Joe Kenny says, you see, Blaze, I had a lot of time to think about stuff when I was recovering. And I thought of one thing. Trolls really deserve a lot of torture. Trolls are the STDs to wrestling. You know what? I agree with Joe Kenny on that one. Because Blaze can suck it. Right now, I'm liking Dan Colwell. He's bringing it to Hiroki Goto and Trevor Johnson. And that includes after all the matches these three have gone through tonight. Johnson with the snake eyes right to Dan Colwell. Question will be, will the powerhouse route of Trevor Johnson go on to Group B and win? Will Dan Colwell's underdog story continue, or will the Fierce Warrior move on? Goto forearms Dan Colwell right in the head. At least we have no WWE guys in this group, since one of them already won a group already in Tavion Heights. And Vampiro saying he may do a show on Tuesday. Well, I am off Wednesday, so that's good. Wait a second, Johnson's got a light tube. Why the hell is there a light tube in this match? I didn't think we would have a light tube in this. Oh no, Johnson with a Gamer Driver 2.0 on the shattered remains of a guitar. Oh, and Goto kicked out. Goto kicked out of a Gamer Driver onto the broken parts of a guitar. Look at Dan Colwell with that speed. That man's been quick as hell tonight. This man's moving around the ring like Robert McManus. Goto's in trouble again. Back suplex into a powerbomb. Beautiful from Dan Colwell. Dan to take out Goto. Nope. Won't do it tonight. Goto kicks out. Dan Colwell in the corner, dropped right into there by Johnson. Trevor Johnson out of the corner with an alley-oop. Gotta be careful of that light tube. I hope no one gets hit by that light tube. That is not a good thing to take. Knee right to the skull of Trevor by Goto and a kick out by Johnson. Dan Colwell getting the crowd on their feet right now. Dan with that spinning code breaker. He's won both of his matches with that move. And Goto is gone, so we're down to the two last men in the block. Trevor Johnson, Dan Colwell. Dan might pull it off. The smallest guy in Group B might pull this match off, man. He might win in the group. Oh, but Johnson. Drop toe holds him right into the metal barricade. Johnson's saying, let's end this now. I think Johnson forgets that there's a light tube in the ring as well. Dan's gonna grab the light tube and all. He just got chair shot right in the back. Oh man, these chair shots by Trevor Johnson just relentless on Dan Colwell. I mean, Dan's got a family, for Christ's sakes. Come on, Johnson. Oh, Dan caught Johnson. Sets down to Johnson and Dan Colwell. There's a kick to that leg of Trevor. Dan Colwell aiming up Johnson. Oh, flux capacitor. Dan Colwell could be thinking for that leg drop. He's up top. Dan Colwell. No, he missed it. Oh, he was just a little bit too far away. But Dan says, no matter. Dan Colwell backstabber. Dan Colwell to win. And he did it. Dan Polwell, the smallest guy in Group B and the smallest guy in the tournament so far, has won Group B. What a victory for the underdog, Dan Polwell. You better be careful, though. There's a guitar just sitting right below him. It doesn't need to be hit by a guitar, but Dan Polwell, what a victory for the small man tonight. That's got to give a lot of confidence for a lot of the young men in the crowd tonight that are not that big. Guys like Dan Polwell, Jose Altuve, Robert McMahon is showing to the people, no matter what size you are, that you can do what you put your dreams to. As Dan Polwell joins Tavion Heights in the semifinals of the tournament. This is the end of Group B tonight, but we'll be back in probably 5 to 10 minutes for part number 2 of today, where we will have Group C, where it's going to be a very hard-hitting group for what I've seen. But we'll be back in 5-10 minutes for Group C as Blaze is shouting, no! Well, yes, Blaze, yes.